Welcome in to another episode of the Real underscore G Warner. That's me going through the European soccer card. The big leagues right now that we're going to talk about today are Champions League. It's back. Europa League, UEFA Conference League, and also there's, I think, one English Premier League match, which is normally where we start. But, today I'm going to start with Champions League because that's what I think everyone is most excited for. And that's ultimately where the money is, way more so than the Premier League, I think, because I don't know, maybe they don't make more money, but it seems to be a nice prize for how few matches they end up playing. So maybe efficiency wise, that's the one. I have made lines, but I've not looked at them yet. So we're just going to go all out. First one is starting on Tuesday. I'm recording this Monday and going to be using Bet Online numbers. Dave Mason, send me some money, please. Sporting Lisbon hosting Lisboa, hosting Manchester City, currently getting 1.5 goals with all the juice on Man City. So City rolled out a roster or lineup this weekend that was certainly not the strongest that they could put out there. Resting, I think, for this matchup, and that's a good idea because it's not a bad plan. And when you're winning the title race as far as ahead as City are, you have the ability to do that. So very rested. Cancelo didn't play, and the stable of forwards and strikers attacking option that Man City have are really scary. So most of this is really, do you want to back Lisboa? Because ultimately Sporting, I'm an underdog player and I got to figure out who is worth jumping on. I don't know based on backing Sporting against Ajax, I believe, in the group stages where they got obliterated. And I don't consider the Ajax offense to be on the same caliber as Man City, but ultimately they've performed maybe just as well in winning every single match that they've played this tournament. But ultimately, so where we're at, because it's away goals don't matter. But ultimately Sporting Lisbon at home are going to need to see themselves if they want to advance in this match. I imagine they're going to try to win this one. Certainly they're going to try to keep Man City off the board as long as possible, but I think that there might be at least a little bit more aggression in how they play for this match than others, which opens them up to counterattacks and City getting space and scoring goals, which is very scary. I think if I was Sporting Lisboa, I would like to have opened up on the road. But I mean, it's a big number for Man City to lay on the road, have to win by 2 goals, but and it looks like that might be climbing as well. But I think that's probably a spot where I don't really want to back Sporting when they know this is the one that they need to shoot to win. PSG then hosts Real Madrid in probably the bigger one or biggest one, definitely of those two on Tuesday. Maybe the biggest of the entire Champions League first leg. PSG a 0.5 goal favorite at home to Real Madrid. Real Madrid with all the juice. But that's a pretty big number, and I think higher than what I was expecting. I made lines before all these matches, I guess, were scheduled because I didn't have PSG on my list as the first set of matches. For lines that I just made a few minutes ago, I made PSG a 1/4 goal favorite based on Benzema being out, and that's actually what I had the first time. So that's essentially, to me, giving PSG's home crowd a 1/4. They've had a lot of drama with their ultras and things like that going on. I don't really like PSG, I got to say. I think that Messi adds to lines that shouldn't add to lines because I feel like he's done so little for him, and that the most important players on PSG are Mbappe by leaps and bounds, and then Neymar, who hasn't played in a long, long time, has been training on the side, but doesn't appear to me to be more than a substitute option for this match. So I'm a little surprised to see PSG favorite at that type of level because that really does make them, or based on current roster situations, it tells me that PSG, based on this number, is better than Real Madrid on a neutral. And I don't necessarily believe that, though Real Madrid have looked like an absolute shell of itself or themselves ever since Benzema got hurt his hamstring. Can't imagine he's coming back for this matchup. But goals have been a big problem for Real Madrid. They've routinely outperformed their XG, which is what good teams do. But ultimately, that's really hard to do all the time. And when you don't have the best finishers, I mean, starting Gareth Bale is like an LOL in 2022. Isco up front, like a couple matches ago. I mean, closing as I think Pick'em on the road at Villarreal says exactly how far Real Madrid had fallen. Villarreal playing better, of course, but that's not great. And I lean Real Madrid, but I'm not really that confident in their offense, and I think PSG do score here. Moving to Wednesday, I'll go to Red Bull Salzburg hosting Bayern München. Currently, Salzburg a goal and a half underdog at home. Big number, but ultimately, that's what Bayern offers to teams that they're playing. I just made them a goal and a half, and I'll find them where they were earlier. But yeah, goal and a half both ways, both times I made it. So I'm right on the number. Salzburg, they don't really play defensive football, so that's really scary against Bayern. Um, they might score, but Bayern might score 4. So over 3.5 doesn't look terrible to me, though. That's obviously a huge number, especially in Champions League play. I just think that the strategies for both of these are to attack, and that's going to lead to goals. Inter Milan then hosting Liverpool. Currently, Inter a half a goal underdog at home with all the juice, which seems a little big to me. Let's see what I just made this number. Yeah, I was thinking Liverpool would be a quarter goal favorite, which would have matched what they were at Atletico Madrid earlier this season. And I guess I made Inter a half a goal underdog the first time I did it. So I guess should go by the first time, I guess. Liverpool, great offense. They're working back Mo Salah and Sadio Mane back into the lineup. Luis Diaz is a great option. Jota didn't start, and so probably is in line to start for this one after Firmino did this weekend. Liverpool are super strong, really good, really talented. Inter as a home underdog are interesting to me because they're an underdog, first of all. Get that out of the way. But Inter score goals. They're really good offensively. They are one of those teams that score from low XG situations. Edin Dzeko is one of the harder guys to defend right now in the world, it feels like, because every time he's taller than everyone on a header and can put it into any corner. I think Virgil van Dijk will be a good matchup for him. And if that's one that Van Dijk wins, where do Inter score their goals? My guess is Alexis Sanchez probably still playing behind Lautaro Martinez. And Inter, though, at this point with this number, if they draw at home, they're in good position to cover the spread for sure. And I think they see themselves as underdogs in this matchup, though they're obviously a very proud club. I think from where I see Liverpool right now, it really depends on how many goals they're going to score. I think they're susceptible to conceding. Do they concede 2 to Inter? Probably not. So then it really depends on what the Inter defense does. Bastoni's been hurt. I don't know if he's coming back. They do a ton of rotation with their back three, though. Is always how what's his face? Conte had been playing it, and then also now Inzaghi. I think that's all going to be kind of the way this goes. I'm interested to see where the money flows, because if money keeps coming in on Liverpool, I'll be very interested in the home underdog on Wednesday. When a draw will win a full bet. If it fell below to a quarter, I'm probably less interested and probably skip it. But ultimately, that's something where I think Inter are good. Their home crowd is going to be pretty nuts. And Liverpool, just like it's been a long time since they've been playing on their level that they would expect, with all their guys being at AFCON. So that's a problem, and I think that'll affect them here in a road match in Champions League. Next, we'll go to I guess that's all the matches for this week. I can quickly go through the others. Chelsea, a goal and a half favorites to Lille. I don't know where Chelsea can lay that number, considering they're giving a Brazilian team a goal in the whatever cup they just won. Anyway, so that, like Lille, Villarreal pick them to Juve. Villarreal have been playing pretty well. Juve, I thought, would be getting a lot more respect based on how well they did in the transfer window. Then we'll go Benfica hosting Ajax. Currently, Benfica half a goal underdog at home. They're gonna try to defend the whole time, and so that's not a great sign, especially because Ajax were so hot to start the season and clearly can score goals. So that's scary as only getting a half. But I don't know how high you can make that. Atletico Madrid, then a quarter goal favorite to Manchester United. I mean, two teams that are disasters, but Atleti being a favorite is like an LOL based on what they did hit Getafe. Like, the ref couldn't have given them more goals, penalty kicks, anything like that, and they still had to miraculously win. Really disappointing to Manchester United. Like, every EPL match is a winner here. And that concludes with Champions League. So then I'm going to move on to Europa League. For some matches that are on this Thursday, the 17th of February. So Barcelona hosts Napoli, giving half of a goal. I am not a fan of Barcelona. Probably should have lost yesterday to Espanyol and the Barcelona Derby de Barcelona. Napoli are are great. They are getting healthier. Osimhen is the best striker besides Luke De Jong in this matchup. On the road for Napoli is enough. Barcelona fans are not that into it. Can't imagine it's going to be a crazy environment. PK is definitely going to play because he's suspended from this weekend's matchup for Barcelona. But Napoli are a big time interest for me. And I'll just say what my guess was since we're here. I thought Barcelona was going to be a quarter. So that half is very interesting to me, and I'm going to keep an eye on that one. Borussia Dortmund then hosting Rangers, giving a goal and a quarter at home with all the juice. So that might be climbing. I just don't know how Rangers compare to Dortmund because Dortmund's going to score. And that second goal is going to be coming a lot easier than that first one. Though Rangers are probably going to sit in a position where if they can lose 1-0 here on the road, they feel somewhat decent about their chances going the other way at home to get a win against Dortmund because their defense is so bad. Dortmund's very likely to concede. Somehow didn't this weekend because of a ridiculous rule out by the refs. Just completely, I don't know. Like it's really hard for me, even with especially with VAR, how bad the refs still are across all of Europe, but specifically in Spain. Next, we'll go to Sheriff Tiraspol getting a half of a goal from Sporting Braga. I thought Braga would be a quarter goal favorite, so a little bit bigger, but Sporting Braga are in a better league, better team. And Sheriff are a nice story, but I mean, other than their performance, it's hard to find a reason to back them. But they certainly, if you go by the form calendar, they've been doing great in these competitions or in Champions League to even get here. Zenit then hosting Betis, Zenit giving a quarter of a goal. Wow. That's a big surprise to me. Zenit is not great, didn't do well in Champions League, like barely got this third place because Molde was so bad. Betis is flying. I mean, they've been playing a lot of matches and spreading their roster pretty thin with all that they've been playing. But holy moly, I mean, all the juice is on Betis, so maybe this falls to pick them. But Betis is a much better side from a much better league with a lot more talent, and Wanmi scores 1,000,000 goals. So I don't know. That one doesn't make sense to me. Moving to, I guess, the later matches on Thursday. Atalanta hosting Olympiacos, giving a goal and a quarter. Atalanta haven't been playing great. They've been dealing with a lot of injuries. Finally got Muriel back to start this weekend, but they've got a lot of problems. Olympiacos, I feel like, are a decent dog, especially more than a goal. And whenever it's going to be worried about goal differential in these two-legged matchups, I'm interested because Atalanta are going to go for it the whole time. I think Olympiacos showed in the group stage of Europa League that they can score. They're in a decent group with Fenerbahce and Eintracht Frankfurt, I believe, alongside Antwerp, who's like decent for a last place team in the group stage. I mean, I'm interested in Olympiacos. We'll see where this number goes. Atalanta may just be so much better, but they've been dealing with so many injuries and they've sold like all their good pieces, really. So I don't know. And Zapata's out for the year. Porto then hosting Lazio, giving a quarter of a goal with all the juice. So that's even a climb to half. I mean, Lazio is an underdog all the time, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me because they score so many goals. But Porto certainly with a good showing, knocking out Juve last year, and are a really good team. Definitely play good defense, solid defense. Mehmedi, I think up front, or whatever his name is, Tarim, whatever. Iranian guy is awesome scoring goals if he can stay on the pitch and not get a stupid kick the ball away yellow card to get his second yellow, get tossed off the pitch. But Lazio ultimately they look pretty good against Bologna this weekend. Ciro Immobile scores every time from the penalty spot or from a turnover or whatever. And so that's of interest to me as well on Thursday. Leipzig then hosting Real Sociedad. Leipzig giving half of a goal. I thought Porto was going to be a pick, by the way, but shows what I know. Nothing. Leipzig half a goal favorite at home. I only made them a quarter, so that's bigger than I expected. Sociedad with a good win yesterday, but we got a fortunate handball, which seemed really questionable to me, but La Liga refs, so I'm not going to say that anymore. Horse is already beaten. And Sociedad hadn't scored in 3 matches, got a second, which was good fortune. I had a few chances and didn't do anything with them, I guess, so maybe deserved the 2-0 final. But ultimately gave up a lot of chances to Granada. I think Leipzig will get them. Leipzig has been playing better, are a really good home team, have struggled offensively on the road, but I don't know. Sociedad, they're a good team though. Ultimately, as a half a goal underdog, pretty rare that they're only expected to to draw will be enough to return a full bet. So I mean, only in that way is they're the underdog. But there are definitely some problems in Real Sociedad scoring goals, even with David Silva in the lineup. Sevilla then hosting Dinamo Zagreb, giving a goal and a quarter. Sevilla haven't looked great. I mean, got 2 late goals against Elche, who had been playing really well, to be fair. But it took them like 70-something minutes to score, and they got a second one to cover the spread. And that's what they'll need to do here. Dinamo Zagreb have not been great, sold some pieces off for sure, as they're a Czech club that's trying to survive, I think. I don't know. Like, Sevilla giving more than a goal seems like a lot, but ultimately, I don't know what the level of defense of Dinamo Zagreb will look like or what it is. So probably better for me to skip. And that takes me through all of the Europa League. So we're going to go to the Conference League and go quickly through this because there might not be anything here. Fenerbahce hosting Slavia Prague, giving half of a goal. It seems bigger than I think it should be, but Slavia Prague, they've been disappointing and sold off a lot of players, all to West Ham, and they haven't really panned out. Michelin hosting PAOK, whatever. Michelin small club to be giving a half of a goal to anybody. I don't know what type of level of PAOK is, and that's probably something I need to look into. Eindhoven giving a goal and a half to Maccabi Tel Aviv. Rapid Vienna giving a quarter to Vitesse. Vitesse, I know, is a Dutch team, and they've been better league, I think, than a lot we're expecting. Rapid Vienna, Wien were really struggling in the Austrian league, and were like on the bottom half of that table while they were playing in Europa League, which is weird. So I'm interested in the underdog based on that fact, but I have to check in on that. Celtic giving a full goal to Bodo Glimt. Leicester giving a goal and a half to Randers. I don't know how Leicester give that number to anybody, but they did score 2 against West Ham this weekend. So maybe the offense is finally taking up. I think the defense is the issue, and probably Randers don't have enough to really challenge that. Marseille goal and a half favorite to Qarabag. Marseille's been playing really well. Put it that way. Milik's probably going to score 4 here. So not really sure I want to get in the way of that. And then Sparta Prague, half a goal favorite at home to Partizan from Serbia. And Partizan to all the juice. I mean, they looked okay. Were favored to win their group in Europa League. I think dropped to this competition, Conference League. So that means they finished 3rd. Not great. And that's about all I can add on the Conference League. But before we close today, I'm going to go back up to the Premier League for the Tuesday match, which is, let's see. Yeah, Manchester United hosting Brighton. So United are 3/4 goal favorite. Most of the juice on Brighton on the road. Brighton are going to possess the ball. They're going to make it hard on Manchester United, who at home below a goal favorite to a smaller club like Brighton is a big surprise. But I mean, based on how they performed, I think they have to be. A draw does win you a full bet, and a single goal loss only loses you half a bet. So hard to not want to back Brighton. They had a good win against Watford over the weekend. Maybe that was fortunate. I'm not sure. But they're going to possess the ball. They're going to make it hard on Manchester United, though. United really want the counters to try to score goals, so that's easiest for them. I think Brighton have shown under Potter that they're pretty stingy defensively, and they're going to make it really tough on United to get the ball. And I don't know if they're going to be in a position to run these counterattacks when they're going to be playing 2 really quick wing backs at Brighton, and then the 3 center backs that plus Basuma in the middle to really kind of eat things up as well. United's in crisis. Certainly I'm interested in backing them next midweek against Atletico Madrid, but that's also because Atleti are in crisis, and Brighton are probably pretty happy right now. So I think that they're going to try to make it really tough on United, and I don't think that'll be so difficult. So I'm interested in Brighton, and I think that'll close what I'm putting together for today. But that's almost 20 minutes of European action, and then whatever's left of the other things. Any questions, hit me at @thereal_G Warner on Twitter. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you soon.